Oh, and one of the first things you need to understand about God's economy is that God has a tendency to pick those that other people left out. And as a church, let me help you, church. We have to mirror God's economy, and that we've got to make sure that nobody is left out. We've got to make sure if the world left them out, we must include them. If the world looked them over, we must include them. If the world doesn't want to have anything to do with them, we must include them. If there's any place where folk ought to be picked and chosen and loved and kept and held, it should be the church. If there's any place where if you were left out, you should feel welcome. If you were excluded, you should feel included. It should be the church. Nobody's hired well, you can come work for us. Nobody wants well, you're welcome here. Nobody cares about, well, we care for you. Here in God's economy, the landowner picks those who were left out. Well, it doesn't stop there. If they go to work, he says, well, you go work in my vineyard. Verse 8. So the first point is, in God's economy, God always picks the left and left out. Look at the verse. When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to the foreman, call the workers and pay them their wages, beginning with the last one hired and going on to the first. Ooh. Now, of course, this has a deeper spiritual message about grace and the Gentiles and the Jews, but Jesus used something. He's critiquing the culture, and we've got to be critiquing the culture. Look what he does here. He says, call the workers and pay them. He flips it up. He says, pay the last one's hired first, going back to the first one's hired. Hold on, Jesus. Seniority says those who've been here the longest get paid first. Jesus, hold on, this is messed up. You're going to give those who work last something first? That's different, Jesus. Here, Jesus is pointing out something that in the church we must realize. You have to give, write this down, preference to the poor. Okay, y'all didn't like that. Okay, let me break it down to you. Here, check it out. The poorest people were used to getting just a little bit and the leftover. And when he says, call them first, they're thinking they're going to get 1/8 of a day or 1/12 of a day or just a little bit, but he's going to give them the good news. He's going to give them a full day's wage. They get there in line first. And he gives them why? Because poor people are always going from check to check, money to money, month to month. And he wants to make sure that up front they're not worried about what they need, what they're not worried about the next day. This landowner is totally different. Bring in those that are used to getting nothing. Bring in those who are used to being left out. Bring them in. And I'm going to do something. I'm going to bless them. I'm going to show them preference. And guess what, church? The church has to show preference to the poor. The rich don't need preference, but the poor do. The rich don't need to be priority, but the poor do. And beloved, the church has to push and make sure we bring the poor to the front. Those who are left out, those who are broken, those who are busted, those who are hurt, those who have been excluded, and bring them and put preference to the poor. Because in the end, when God gives us our grades, when God gives us a reward, he's going to say, what you did to the least of them, you did unto me. And you must put the least up front. And you can measure a church by what they do for the least. Not about big cathedrals, not about how many nice cars you have in the parking lot, not about how nice the ushers are dressed, but how you treat the poor. Too often the churches have been places where the rich get the preferences. But God is saying, bring those who are higher last, those who are normally left out, bring them to the front. Here, now he's critiquing the culture. I haven't gotten to the God part. He's critiquing the culture. This is what the culture does. You never put the people last first. No, that's the culture. But God says, in my kingdom, in my economy, they weren't picked for the kickball game. They're going to get picked now. They're not going to be able to get up front. They're going to get up front now. We picked them now. God, see, how you treat the left out is important. How you give preference to the poor is important. Now, it's not over. So hold on. He gives them a denarius, and everybody else gets a denarius. And then those who came first, they say, well, hold on. We should get more. And the landowner, and look what they say. They say this, and this is a critique of the culture. Those who were hired last worked only an hour, they said, and you have made them equal to us. See, in God's economy, God is trying to bring everybody to the front line. See, God is not doesn't want an economy where you got haves and have-nots. Y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. The church has to make sure we practice an economy where everybody's at the front of the line. Everybody's in. Look, because look here, the people that were outside, they said, you've made them equal to us. We want a system where it's based on merit. He said, hold on, Pastor, what's wrong with that? Most of us would be in line and say, hold on, Pastor, I worked all day. I should get more than those who just worked a little bit. If it was based on your merit, that would be true. But that's not how God operates. Look what he says. But he answered them, I'm not being unfair to you, friend. Didn't you agree to work for a denarius? I was fair to you. I honored my word to you. I was good to you. I gave you a job. You didn't have a job. You didn't have any land. I gave you a job. Take your pay and go. I want to give the one who was hired last the same as I gave you. Don't I have the right to do what I want with my own money? Are you envious because I am generous? Not only does God teach us we have to pick the left out, not only does God show that we have to have preference for the poor, but God also teaches we must practice extreme generosity.